bad view out here today. Gotta love these colors here in La Paz. Today I want to talk about why buying a paddle is the most important piece of equipment when it comes to starting your SUP journey. I can remember when I first started getting to stand-up paddle boarding, and I went to the store for the first time to buy my paddle board and paddle, and I was so excited about buying the coolest looking board there was, or the highest performance board, and I wasn't really focused on buying a really high quality paddle per se. And let's just say that's not the right way of doing things when it comes to starting your stand-up paddle boarding experience. So today we're going to talk about why buying a paddle is so important. Why is buying a higher quality paddle so important? Well, simply put, it's the very thing that connects your entire body to the water below you. All your muscles and your joints all connect to the paddle into the water. So if you buy a cheaper paddle, you're actually going to cause yourself more harm than good when it comes to stand-up paddle boarding. All right, let me give an example here. And it may not be the best example, but it gets kind of the point across. So have you ever tried eating a really nice meal, but you have to use really cheap plastic forks to eat it? And I don't know about you, but every time I try to do this, my fork keeps breaking and breaking. I can never get to fully enjoy the meal set before me. And this is kind of the same concept when it comes to stand-up paddle boarding if you're using a cheaper paddle. You're actually trying to go enjoy time on the water, but you're causing more harm on your body because you're using a cheaper quality paddle. Now, I can also say all this from personal experience, where I myself have bought several cheap paddles when I first started stand-up paddle boarding. So one, it actually cost me a lot more money to buy more paddles up front, and two, it caused a lot more stress on my shoulders. I was trying to use a lower quality paddle, pulling myself forward in the water. It was causing more stress on my shoulders and more joints in my upper body as well. So what are some things to avoid when it comes to buying your first stand-up paddle? One is most paddles below $100 are not very good quality at all. You're getting a plastic blade, you're getting a shaft that's lower quality, usually it's stiffer, and because of those two things, you're actually going to have a worse experience trying to stand up paddleboard on the water. You'll start to see a lot of paddles out there also say a certain percentage they're made out of with carbon. So the higher number is, the closer it is to 100% carbon, the lighter the paddle is going to be, the easier it is going to be paddling the water because of that as well. And also when it comes to buying the right paddleboard, that is also a very important decision to make. But above that decision is make sure you buy the correct paddle to go along with it. It'll last you longer, it'll save your body as well in the future. But in another video we'll talk about what it looks like to buy your first paddle and what are some things you should be looking for when it comes to making that decision. But today I just want to take the time to briefly talk about why buying a paddle is more important than buying a paddleboard itself. So I hope the overview kind of helps you today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Hasta luego, amigos.